Hello, hello.
Good day. Oh no, that's for later. Pretend you didn't hear that. Hi.
It's your,
Hi
it's your
there.
intro confused with your exit.
That's right. Now you got everything.
All right. I'm not going to say it this time, what I always say. Okay? I'm not saying it, guys.
Oh, we're gonna miss
We're back.
that.
All right. I'm Selene Castrovilla,
I'm Pascal.
and we are the hosts of
The Life in Just podcast.
You're thinking about pad thai, aren't you?
I do love pad thai.
Yeah, that's good.
It's delicious.
It is. Okay. Well, we have a lighter episode this time. I think it'll be we've been doing some heavy ones, but
Yeah,
they've-
no childhood trauma.
no trauma. Although, well, there's a little trauma,
Oh,
but
fuck.
this is funny. No, this is really funny trauma.
Oh, good.
I promise.
Well,
Okay,
who doesn't like funny trauma?
it's from history.
Oh, so it's
not-
somebody else's trauma.
Oh, a long time ago.
So we can all laugh about it.
No, it really is ridiculous trauma.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So this is a mini segment called, I guess I'll just call it Bizarre History, although I could call it WTAF.
Oh, let's go with bizarre history.
Bizarre
and
history.
Shake it up a little.
Yeah. Okay. Have you ever heard of choreomania?
Is that when you love Corey Feldman?
No, but that's a good guess, though.
Corey Haim? The Coreys?
No.
By the way, I know this is just no one asked about this, but if you don't follow Corey Feldman and you need a laugh, I suggest you do.
Really? Why? Isn't he like all religious?
No, that's
the other-
Kirk Cameron.
Oh God, I get everybody all confused.
Corey Feldman is very strange.
Aren't
and-
they all strange?
He is particularly strange. If you like Corey, I'm sorry. I also like the Coreys.
Who died? The Haim one?
Corey Haim died.
Corey Feldman was the more of the main character in The Lost Boys, right? And Haim was the last one?
No, Corey Haim was the main character.
Oh my God. All this time I've been wrong about that.
Corey Feldman was one of the
Corey
Frog brothers.
What?
On Lost Boys, he was one of the Frog brothers at the
Who
comic
was?
book shop.
Feldman?
Corey Feldman, yeah.
Wait, and who's dead?
Corey Haim.
How did he die? He was so innocent.
Drugs.
Oh my God. He looks so sweet and pure.
I know. Yeah.
All this time I thought it was the other one because he was kind of seedy looking.
No, Corey Feldman, no.
Oh, I could see why the seedy one would be funny.
He's interesting.
All right.
He's a character.
I can't believe I've gotten the Coreys confused all these years.
Oh my God. Well, Corey Feldman was in like a million movies. Corey Haim wasn't.
And who's dead?
Corey Haim.
No. Then I'm right. No, Corey Feldman was the one that was in a million things.
Yeah.
And he is not dead.
No.
But he is the main character in The Lost Boys.
No. That's Corey Haim.
No.
Corey Haim is Jason Patrick's brother in The Lost Boys.
He was in other movies?
Yeah, but just not as many. Corey Feldman was in a lot of movies. He was in Goonies.
I never saw it.
Gizmo, what is that movie? Gremlins.
Was he?
Yeah,
I don't
Stand
know.
By Me. He was in like a lot of movies. But yeah, Corey Haim was the main guy.
When
Corey Feldman
at the
was
end-
one of the Frog brothers.
At the end of this session, I'm going to immediately forget this and think the opposite again. You know when you just have a picture of someone in your head and that's
Yes.
that person? That's going to be me. And honestly, does it really matter?
To 80s me, yes.
But it really doesn't, though.
Yeah, but this is stuff I was obsessed with in the 80s.
I just thought he was somebody else.
How did we even get on this?
Because you said to follow him on Instagram, and I thought it was the other
Yeah,
guy.
but why did I bring up Corey Feldman?
Because I was talking about choreomania.
Oh, right. Okay. Sorry, guys. Got a little lost.
So do you want to know what choreomania is?
Sure.
Do you want to give one more guess based on actual logic? Well, that was logical, I have to say. That was a good guess.
Yeah, I don't know.
But, well, what's choreo?
Choreo.
All right.
I don't know what choreo is.
Yes, you do. Have you ever heard of choreography?
Oh, right. Okay.
Well, choreomania is the manic compulsion to dance.
Wow.
Yes.
Is that a thing?
It was for some time in the past, yeah. It's from the Greek choros, which means dancing, which choreography obviously comes from, right? And mania, meaning madness. And it's also known as the dancing plague. I told you it was funny, right? The term was coined by Paracelsus. I wonder if they got Celsius from this guy. Paracelsus, it could be because he was a physician. Paracelsus, a physician who was a pioneer in several aspects of the medical revolution of the Renaissance. And he emphasized the value of observation in combination with perceived wisdoms. And he is credited as the father of toxicology. It's interesting, right?
That is
Yeah.
interesting.
Sounds like an interesting guy. Check him out. Paracelsus. I feel like Celsius came from him.
Yeah, that's quite a name.
And maybe paralegal.
Paralegal.
Paranormal. There's a lot of paras out there. Okay. Affecting thousands of people across several centuries, dancing mania was not an isolated event, and it was well documented in contemporary reports at the time. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This gets weird.
It's already
Oh,
weird.
but it's specifically weird. Generally occurring in times of hardship, up to tens of thousands of people would appear to dance for hours, days, weeks, and even months.
All right.
Literally, some people drop dead from dancing. They just drop dead.
Wow, they go hard.
Oh, and they didn't like to have shoes on.
Well, why would you?
But there's even something very funny about shoes later on. The earliest known outbreak of dancing mania. I'm sorry, but are you thinking about Denny Terrio? Dance fever.
Or the solid gold dancer?
But wasn't it literally like Dance Fever is a dancing plague, right?
Yes.
Solid gold dancers. I used to watch Solid Gold all the time.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, that was good.
I would imagine most of our audience is old enough to remember Solid Gold.
Solid Gold.
With Marilyn McCoo.
Oh my God. Wasn't there somebody else on there too?
I just remember Marilyn
Wasn't there
McCoo.
Billy something?
Maybe.
Maybe he just sang with her.
I don't know.
Oh, I used to tape. Oh my God, it's so embarrassing. I used to tape it on my Sony Betamax.
So did I.
And I taped the most embarrassing band group. Take a guess on who I taped.
I have no idea.
I taped Air Supply.
Oh God.
I'm all out of love. I'm so lost without you.
Wow.
But I also taped Billy Joel singing "It's Still Rock and Roll to Me."
Yeah.
He was on there. That made it cool.
Listen.
That was a real rock and roll album. He did Glass Houses.
Yes.
Friday night I crashed your pub.
Oh my God, I had the 45 of that song. I must have played it a million times.
Isn't that annoying how we used to play the same things over and over again? We're
Yes.
crazy.
That's what you did, though.
I know.
Everybody did that.
I mean us as a society at that time.
Yes.
You know. Well, now people don't even listen to whole songs anymore. They just little bits,
I
and things.
know.
So there's no happy medium. But anyway, yeah. And I remember after that one. This is really weird, but you remember the Hardy Boys, and there was Parker Stevenson and
Sean Cassidy.
But
You're a Parker girl. I'm a Sean Cassidy
But Parker was in they had the Friday night movie after Solid Gold.
Oh, I don't remember.
After Solid Gold, there was a Friday night ABC movie of the week.
Mhm.
It might not even have been on the same channel, but to me, I followed them.
Yeah.
And so I taped the Solid Gold, and then right after that, I taped Parker Stevenson in This House Possessed.
Oh my God.
The house was possessed and in love with him, and it killed anybody that tried to get in between. He was dating this girl, and the iron. It was an estate. He was a rock star. He was very rich, and the gates closed on her, and she got a.
Movies used to be so good.
And she was in the shower, and blood started coming out of the shower. It didn't like her.
Oh no, it was telling her to fuck off.
I think in the end, it tried to kill him, like because he told it to go. I think he was trying to leave. But I don't think he died. I don't know, but I taped that after.
Of course.
That is this memory I have of Solid Gold with. It was Billy Joel singing that night and Air Supply, and then it was This House Possessed.
Wow.
TV was basically everything to me.
Oh yeah, me too.
Really sad.
I know like every theme song to every show. It's my thing.
Did you buy the TV guide and read it?
Of course. You had to read that whole TV guide.
It was so good. It was like the Torah.
Yeah.
But interesting.
Of course.
I know that it's so funny. Now, like, do they even have TV guide anymore? It's probably just online. Anyway, so this is all because I said Dance Fever with Denny Terrio. The earliest known outbreak of dancing mania occurred in the 7th century. One of the earliest known incidents occurred sometime in the 1020s in Bernburg, where 18 peasants began singing and dancing around a church, disturbing a Christmas Eve service. Further outbreaks occurred during the 13th century, including one in 1237 in which a large group of children traveled from Enfurt to Arnstadt. Well, you know what happens when people do that.
I know.
Um,
Nothing good happens.
it was about 12 miles. It's not that bad. Jumping and dancing all the way, in marked similarity to the legend of the Pied Piper. This could be where they got the idea of the Pied Piper. Yeah. So another incident in 1278 involved about 200 people dancing on a bridge over the river Meuse. He looks like Zeus, but Meuse. Meuse.
Oh, yeah.
Resulting in its collapse. Many of the survivors were restored to full health at a nearby chapel dedicated to Saint Vitus. So, and this is what they thought. They thought that one of two saints were responsible for the choreomania. Saint Vitus, maybe Vitus, like vitality, Vitus. You know that guy?
I do not.
I've never heard of him. And the other one was John the Baptist. His head, on the platter.
Oh,
You never heard of that?
I don't think so.
He got his head chopped off and served on a platter, I think.
Well, that's not nice.
Nobody likes that. People thought one of these saints had delivered a curse which caused the dancing mania, so it was known as Saint Vitus's dance or Saint John's dance.
Or the safety dance.
We can dance if we want to. I was just thinking of Saint John's wort.
Oh, yeah.
Victims of dancing mania often ended their processions at places dedicated to that saint who was prayed to in an effort to end the dancing. So they equated it to like religious fervor.
I like that they're victims.
Well, they are. I mean, they're just dancing.
The victims of the dance.
Even if they're just dancing in the dark. The first major outbreak, this is all the same. See, I didn't get time to write my notes all nice like I usually do.
I want to know recent.
There's nothing recent. Okay, let's see. Here's a funny one. In another outbreak in 1428 in Schaffhausen, a monk danced to death. Why do I find that funny? Because I don't usually think of monks dancing at all. It's just mean. I can't help it though.
I guess monks can get down.
Get down, get down. Yeah, he danced himself right to death. And then another one in 1478 in Strasbourg, people fasted for days and the outbreak was possibly caused by exhaustion. Yeah, I think so. Okay, here is a big one. The dancing plague of 1518.
The dancing plague?
It was a plague. Yeah, well, I told you, sometimes they call this a dancing plague, but this was the most noted one, most documented. The outbreak began in July 1518 when a woman called Frau Trophia began to dance fervently and uncontrollably in a street in Strasbourg. According to somebody, Ned Pennant Ray, I don't know why we need to quote this person, but Frau Trophia had started dancing on July 14th on the narrow cobbled street outside her half-timbered home. What does that mean? Half-built?
Don't know.
Half-treed? I don't know what that means. As far as we can tell, she had no musical accompaniment, but simply began to dance. Some of those who witnessed her strange performance had begun to mimic her, and within days, more than 30, like this, choreomaniacs, were in motion, some monomaniacally that only death would have the power to intervene.
Damn, that's rough.
I'm a choreomaniac. I'm sorry, but now I'm thinking of a bunch of people on Broadway just dancing like the Rockettes going mad,
Oh, no. I could see that happening.
I could see it. That would be a good horror movie.
Yes,
like the Rockettes dancing themselves to death. Nobody take that. That's our idea.
Yes.
We have the licensing. We have the
copyright.
No proof of concept. We have the proof of concept. It's a recording. Eat it, bitches. I mean, remember when that guy took the idea from Fred and Howard and made that movie? It was the planet, the aliens.
Oh, Mars Attacks.
Mars Attacks.
Yeah.
It was actually a skit that Howard wrote with Fred. And then the guy's like, yeah, you should have sued me. Okay, so she kept dancing for a week. Soon, 3 dozen others joined in. By August, the dancing plague had claimed 400 victims. It is said some died from a stroke or heart attack. No one knew what caused this reaction, which meant no one understood how to remedy it. It lasted for such a long time that it even attracted the attention of authorities until the council gave up authority to the physicians. This is funny. Who prescribed what do you think they prescribed them to do? To prescribe the afflicted. What do you think was the was the prescription from the doctors.
Cocaine.
No. He told them to dance themselves free of it.
Really?
Does that make any sense?
What?
Good. There are claims that guild halls were refurbished to accommodate the dancing. They refurbished them, as well as musicians and strong people to help keep those dealing with the dancing mania to stay upright.
Listen, it's better than what they did in Footloose.
This happens next. This is like
Uh-oh.
Footloose. This backfired, and the council was formed to ban public dancing.
Oh.
That's probably where Footloose came from.
That's right.
Well, who knew? Dancing could be bad. I didn't think we knew this.
I mean,
People danced in fear. It was a punishment from St. Vitus. And to be free of sin, many joined in the dancing epidemic. The council went so far as to ban music as well. Those who danced were then ordered to go to the shrine of St. Vitus, wore red shoes that were sprinkled with holy water, there that goes again, and had painted crosses on the tops and soles. They also had to hold small crosses in their hands, and incense and Latin incantations were part of this ritual.
Wow.
Well, it sounds like fun. Apparently, forgiven by Vitus, word was spread of a successful ritual, and a dancing
Nice.
ended. Yeah, so that's good.
I've never heard that before.
Well, it's because it was poorly understood.
And why wouldn't it be?
Let's see. Theories proposed rank from religious cults being behind the processions to people dancing to relieve themselves of stress and put the poverty of the period out of their minds. It is speculated to have been a mass psychogenic illness in which physical symptoms with no known physical cause are observed to affect a group of people as a form of social influence. There goes those social influence. These were the earliest social influencers. Yeah. Well, they do. Well, right now they do that on TikTok. I see it all the time. These people dancing.
Oh yeah, don't you see them? Like, remember we were looking at the London Bridge, and those girls were doing a TikTok dance.
Everybody's doing the dancing.
Yeah, I see them all the time.
See, it's not. It's so there is still choreomania.
Weirdos.
I love being a choreomaniac.
I'm still gonna think of the Corys.
I'm thinking of the song, Pyromaniac, but with choreomaniac. I love it. This is funny. Here are reported characteristics from different outbreaks. Dancers wore strange, colorful attire and held wooden sticks. Some dancers decorated their hair with garlands. I don't know when they had time to do that. Some paraded around naked and made obscene gestures. Some, I don't know how they did this while they were dancing. Some even had sexual intercourse.
I guess they were fit.
What's going on?
Well, they were naked.
Others acted like animals and jumped, hopped, and leaped about. So they were like those what are those ones? You know what those?
Bronies?
Not the bronies. The ones that the animal ones. They dress in the costumes. At the conventions, furries. They were furry and cloppers and all that.
Yes.
Yeah. They hardly stopped, and some danced until they broke their ribs and subsequently died. I laughed when I said they broke their. It's just so silly because you brought it on yourselves.
Yeah.
It's not like somebody's forcing them. It's sad if someone else forces it, but it's silly if you do it to yourself, and you should be laughed at.
It's weird.
Observers of dancing mania were sometimes treated violently if they refused to join in. Participants demonstrated odd reactions to the color red. Some said they could not perceive the color red at all, while others reported that dancers could not stand the colored red, often becoming violent on seeing it.
Oh.
Dancers could not stand pointed shoes.
No red, no pointed shoes.
And dancers enjoyed their feet being hit.
That's weirdos.
Throughout, those affected by dancing mania suffered from a variety of ailments, including chest pains, convulsions, hallucinations, hyperventilation, epileptic fits, and visions. This sounds like the Salem witch trials now. In the end, most simply dropped down, overwhelmed with exhaustion. However, some ended up in a state of ecstasy. Yeah, those who had the sex. Typically, the mania was contagious, but it often struck small groups such as families and individuals. What do you think of that?
That's what you get when you don't have TV.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that was fun, right?
That was.
And then I have another funny thing. This is really heartwarming. You're going to like this.
I hate heartwarming.
Oh, it's a good thing that happened in a bad war.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Actually, World War II, one of the really nasty ones.
Oh.
Nasty war. Okay. So, where's the beginning? Again, my notes are such a fucking mess. Okay. Well, I'll tell you something. I met an author over the weekend. I was at Nerd Camp, which is where nerdy teachers and librarians and authors unite to get nerdy together about books, about literature, children's books. And I met another author who wrote a book about this bear named Wold. How do we say it? Wojtek. Wojtek, which is, well, there's a few ways to spell it, but that's the easier way. Oh, it is the way they spelled it, but it's a nickname from a word I can't say, which means happy warrior. Okay, so starting when a little girl found this cub that was missing its mother, she nursed it, but they were really poverty stricken where she lived, so she really didn't have much to give the bear, and she didn't know what to do with this. Some soldiers came through the area April 8th, 1942. They liked the bear, so she decided to give the bear to them because she knew that they could take care of it better. They were really into the bear. It was this little bear, right? There were also refugees with them, civilians, and there was one 18-year-old girl who was like sort of in charge of taking care of the cub. So they took the cub, and they're the ones that named him the Happy Warrior, uh, Wojtek. He would play wrestle with the Polish soldiers, but he had problems swallowing, and they gave him condensed milk in an old vodka bottle. And then they gave him fruit, marmalade, honey, syrup, and he was often rewarded with beer, which became his favorite drink.
Oh, good for him.
He later also enjoyed smoking or eating cigarettes, as well as drinking coffee in the morning. He also slept with the other soldiers if they were ever cold at night. He enjoyed wrestling with the soldiers and was caught to salute when greeted. He became an attraction for soldiers and civilians alike and soon became an unofficial mascot to all the units stationed nearby. With the 22nd Company, that's the company he was in, he moved to Iraq, that's a fun place, and then through Syria, Palestine, and Egypt. So he copied all the soldiers, drinking the beer, smoking, and marching alongside them on his hind legs, copying them. Tell me that's not
Oh,
a
that's
friggin'
so
adorable,
cute.
right? And he had his own caregiver who looked after him. And he grew up while on the campaign, and by the time of the Battle of Monte Cassino, they don't say when the date was, he weighed 90 kilograms, which is 200 pounds. And he's still not full grown. The Polish Corps was assigned to go on a transit ship to an Italian campaign, but they weren't allowed to have mascots or pet animals. So what were they going to do with the poor guy, right?
Hmm.
Do you think they just left him there?
No.
No, they officially drafted him into the Polish army as a private, enlisted among the soldiers of the 22nd Artillery Supply Company. Isn't that funny?
that's that's really cute.
He was an enlisted soldier with his own paybook, rank, and serial number, and he lived with the other men in tents or in a special wooden crate, which was transported by truck. I don't know how he breathed in it. I guess it's okay. He seemed to be okay. He helped his unit during that battle by carrying 100-pound crates of 25-pound artillery shells, never dropping any of them. And there's one account which they don't know is true. Oh, so I guess no one can really prove if he really did that, but it makes a good story.
Yeah.
The bear mimicked the soldiers. When he saw the men lifting the crates, he copied them. Wojtek carried boxes that normally required 4 men, which he would stack onto a truck or other ammunition boxes. This service in the battle earned him promotion to the rank of corporal. He got promoted. In recognition of his popularity, a depiction of a bear carrying an artillery shell was adopted as the official emblem of the 22nd Company. Isn't that cute?
That is cute.
So then, after the war, he was transported to Berwickshire, Scotland, with the rest of the 22nd Company, and he became popular among the local civilians and the press. And he was made an honorary member of the Polish Scottish Association. So now he's Polish and Scottish. And then he wound up in the Edinburgh, where we've been. I should know how to say it. I said
Yes.
Edinburgh. At the Edinburgh Zoo, where he spent the rest of his life. He was often visited by journalists and former Polish soldiers, some of whom tossed cigarettes for him to eat, as he did during his time in the army. He still happily responded to being spoken to in Polish, recognizing many of his former unit. And he was a frequent guest on the BBC television's Blue Peter program for children. I guess they went to
Cute.
him. Isn't that cute?
Yeah.
He died at age 21, which is sad, but I guess that's normal for them. I don't know.
Yeah.
He was 5 feet 11 inches tall, and he weighed 1,100 pounds.
Wow, it's a big
Yeah.
boy.
Wasn't that sweet?
It is. And you know what? We stayed right down the street from that zoo.
Oh, well, he wasn't there anymore, but
Yeah, but
we should have gone to the zoo.
I know.
Why didn't we go to the zoo?
I don't know.
Oh dear. I didn't even see the zoo. You noticed
Yeah.
it?
It was on the way. It was like maybe 10 minutes down the
Wow.
street.
Oh, that's right. The bus stop there, Edinburgh
Yeah.
Zoo. Yeah. Oh
Remember
well.
that family got off?
I do remember
Yeah.
that. But I will say I had a bad experience at the Madrid Zoo.
Oh, really?
They had all the animals were chained.
Oh my God.
I know. Like one leg in
What kind
chains.
of zoo is that?
It was monstrous.
Ugh,
Birds were everybody was chained.
that's terrible.
Yes. So now I don't want to go to foreign zoos anymore. That was a long time ago. Hopefully they changed. It wasn't that long ago. My kids were little. They weren't there. I didn't. Thank God they didn't.
Oh
see
my
the chain.
God.
I went for a writing thing. This is how badly I wanted to be published. I heard about a conference in Spain. And I went there to meet a certain editor that I wanted to meet.
Wow.
2 of them. Yeah. I was dogged with my friend, and we went to that zoo. Oh God. Okay, now for our main event. Ready? This is lighter.
Yes.
Okay. No sob stories, no worried about people destroying each other, their psyches, or anything. This is about America's obsession with food deliveries.
Yes.
Now, you got to admit, people are obsessed with getting their food delivered to them.
Yes, they are. They're willing to pay all kinds of money for food delivery.
More than the food itself costs.
Yes.
And they order from restaurants really far from them. Like if there's a pizza place in their town, they'll order from one that they like better 2-3 towns away.
Yeah, that never occurred to me. I just assumed that they wouldn't deliver that far.
Well, they won't deliver, but
Right,
one of the delivery
services.
Yeah.
I just never thought of that.
Well, they think of it, and to me, I think not all pizza doesn't all taste the same. There's definitely like good pizza and bad pizza. But seriously,
People are very particular about their pizza.
they're particular about every single thing they eat.
Yes.
And I will say that I know this because remember I talked about how I drive all the time and listen to podcasts and this and that? It's because for extra money, because I am a writer and you never know what the royalties are going to bring, I deliver for one of those companies. I won't say which one. And the reason why I can't have a regular job is just because I'm just not suitable for traditional employment. I'm not capable of holding a regular job. There's just something off about me.
Some people aren't.
I can't deal with people telling me what to do. I just can't. I tried to work in a corporate office. I worked for one of the biggest ad firms, NWA, and they did the Army, be all you can be and all that crap. But they put me in the, what's that thing? Oh, PR department. That's the worst place for me because that's basically lying to people.
Yeah.
At least in an ad, you know that it's an ad.
Right.
But PR is very lies. It's trying to convince you to do something, condition you, brainwash you, whatever you want to say. That's just not for me. And then I did recruitment advertising a little bit, and that was just like, I cannot work for anybody. No.
Well, that's what I like about my job. It is working for somebody, but it's mostly solitary work. I mean, you know what you're doing.
That's good.
You do it.
Yeah.
You don't get hassled much.
That's good. Yeah.
Nobody's bossing you around.
That's very good.
You know.
You're lucky.
Yeah. I like it.
I wouldn't mind that.
I'm very detail oriented. I'm oriented.
Yeah.
Yes. Why did that not? You ever say a word and it doesn't sound right?
Yes, all the time.
But yeah, that's I like that.
That's good. Well, you lucked out with that one.
Yeah, I really did.
That's good. No, I can't. But I don't like your hours at all. You work so early.
I like that because I get off early.
No.
Well, I used to. I did it specifically because I would work multiple jobs. So the earlier I went in, it was easier for me to get to the other job. Because I always have more than one job.
Yeah.
Always.
That's true.
Yes.
It's true, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, so I'm doing that. And I want to tell you guys one thing, okay? I know you pay a fortune to these companies. They have several different fees and this and that. And you may assume that the drivers get part of that, but the drivers do not get part of that. Drivers make, if they're lucky, $2 for a trip, and that could be a long distance, okay? The other day I got a congratulations. I had earned 16 cents on my last trip. Well,
Woo-hoo!
I can retire now. Like some people have 401k, I have 16 cents.
Yes.
It's nice, right?
It's like being a waitress. Like they
Right.
don't make a lot of money, but
they
make
do
their
get
money.
it. Yeah, they do get an hourly thing, but it's
It's
on
very
the
small.
right. So your tips are really what we make.
Yes.
So if you don't tip well and you wonder why your stuff's not coming fast, it's because no one's accepting it, because the tip has to be upfront so we know what we're getting. I know some people say they want to tip later, but we don't know. We can't trust that the tip is going to come. So we're looking at something that says you're going to get $1.50 for like, a half hour ride, and we're not going to do that because we're using our own cars. Okay. So we're using gas, and the gas is the least of it. We're also creating wear and tear on the car, and we're putting mileage on the car like a son of a bitch.
Yes.
So much mileage. So please take that into consideration. I know those companies rip you off. I know it, but we are also being ripped off. We're not making a salary. And there are places where some people get salaries, but this is not one of them. Where
Yeah.
I think New York City, they get a salary. But on the other hand, I wouldn't want to deliver in New York, like in Manhattan. Can you imagine?
No. Where do you park?
No, I think they ride bikes.
Oh, they ride bikes?
So that takes longer. So they're really not making that much either when you take into account that they're riding a bike. They have to chain it, because if you don't chain it, it's not going to be there when you come back.
Gone.
So even though you're making an hourly thing, it's still not working out that great. So that's my little, I don't think people understand that we don't get paid. And put the tip on. And people say, well, what if something horrible happened? They're going to get, well, you have an hour to take the tip away.
Oh, you do? Yes. I didn't know that.
So
I never use those.
Yeah. So don't worry. If something happens, you still have control over the situation. But just come on, be a mensch. Okay. So I just want to talk about some basic observations. Okay. People seem to love bubble tea.
Ugh.
And no, I think it's gross. Those little balls look disgusting.
It's like balls of snot in your drink.
Right?
But people love it.
But like, there seems to be a bubble tea mania.
Yes.
I don't.
People love that shit.
Okay. On one street in Rockville Center, which is a town not far from me, there are 3 on one block, not a long street, but one block and one around the corner. How can 4 bubble tea places stay in business?
Because people love that bubble tea.
But still, you could go into one of them.
Oh, I know.
I don't know, but I went in one. I didn't realize it was more than one. I walked into this one and I said, pick up for whoever. And she says, I don't have that. I go, well, look. And she looks at the order. She goes, not my store. And that's when I realized there was more than one.
She was fucking done with that shit.
And there were 2 at that point. Then another one popped up. I mean, like, what's going on here?
I don't know.
That's crazy. Okay. And first of all, yuck.
And who's ordering bubble tea to be delivered?
A lot of friggin' people. People order just one bubble tea and they'll tip like $10. So I'm not going to complain. I like
$10 to deliver a bubble tea?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's nice. I mean, I appreciate that. But and it's usually far. The people will order from far for the bubble tea.
Oh.
So they're going to have to tip well to get it there, I don't know. So I thought that was really funny. The pizza, I told you, they order from the most faraway places. Like, it can't be that good. But then so many people order from Papa John's at a distance as well. That's good?
I don't know. I don't think I've ever had Papa John's.
Nor have I, but I hear about it on Howard Stern.
Yeah, I've heard about it.
Apparently they're fresh, but I mean, seriously though, if there's a regular pizza place in Papa John's, why would you order the Papa John's?
I don't know.
People do like it though.
I don't know. I'm not really a pizza person, so.
No. Only when I'm like, what? That's another problem with delivery. You smell all this food. It's like, hello. Everything starts to smell good, and you get hungrier and hungrier. I really do feel like your stomach starts grinding when it smells something.
Yeah.
But not the stomach, but it's like one thing triggers the other.
Of course.
It's really weird. Now that I think about it, remember I used to have a gift basket store, and Pascale was there a lot. She worked for me for a while. Remember, I had the coffee, and then we ground our own coffee, right?
Yeah.
And we had the flavored ones, and the flavored ones were flavored with chemicals, right? And of course, I didn't drink it, especially when I was pregnant, right? But I was thinking, if I smelled those chemicals, I was probably inhaling them.
I guess.
That's terrible. I'm going to go back and get rid of all those chemicals. And the dry cleaner next door, he did not use the organic stuff. It was called Perk or something. It was something that the media was having a heyday with at the time, how dangerous it was. And he and I told him, because when you're pregnant, you have your sense of smell is so keen, right? And I told him, and he got so volatile when I told him I smelled something. I'm like, I smell it. And he goes, you can't say that. You can't say that. I'm screaming at me. I'm like, dude, I don't want my baby to be deformed, But and he eventually was forced to put it like a cage around it, like a plexiglass thing around it. But anyway, I've never been asked to pick up dry cleaning, thank God. One time I got sent to a laundromat. I had to pick up someone's freaking clothes, like laundry. That was embarrassing. I will never. Sometimes you just feel completely demeaned.
Oh yeah, I worked very briefly at CVS, and people would come in, delivery drivers, with lists.
Yeah, the stop and pay, stop and shop.
Yes,
there's a shop and pay thing. Yeah,
yes, and I would have to go around with them because they had no idea what they were doing.
That was really nice of you, because a lot of people, I don't do that because I have my limits of what I'm going to do. I'm not going to go shopping in a store for somebody, eat it, and also say I go to a supermarket and they might not like the apple I picked out. Who's going to get blamed? It's always blame the messenger, right?
Yes.
But I know people that have actually, Casey had done that in California, and nobody helped him. Like nobody. You were such a nice person to help the people look around.
Oh, well, yeah. Why would really people don't help?
No.
I mean, if I have time, obviously I'm
going
to help you.
No, a lot of people don't. So you're very nice.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't think of it that way.
They're awful. So yeah, I'm not gonna. Oh my God, Walmart. They want you to pick up at Walmart, and one time it turned out great. It was like somebody's medication, and I got paid like $30-$40. It was very good, right? Next time I went there, somebody had like 20 bags of groceries. And I'm like, what is this? And the case of water, that gets you every time, right?
Oh yeah.
And I have injuries, and I got stuck again the other day at ShopRite. It said one item. I thought maybe it was a prescription or something again. Oh no. One item was a cart of like 20 bags again. And I'm like, it says one item. The guy goes, it always says one item. He's like, this is a typical order. I'm like, never again. Because I can't even carry that stuff. I have to figure out a way to like pulley it out. It's ridiculous.
I wonder, are these people homebound or are they just lazy?
I think it's both. And I don't begrudge anybody. Look, I begrudge the not being aware of how much labor they don't think about. Like, I think it's ignorance, because it really is ridiculous for the amount of work we're doing to get paid. I think I got $9 or something for that. It was ridiculous. You make more money in McDonald's. Yeah. I mean, it's not right, but I don't think they saw it that way. They just weren't thinking about it. Well, they probably thought some strapping young man was.
Yes, and by the way, I am one of those lazy people. I would do Peapod for years.
Well, Peapod, I'm sure those guys work for Stop and Shop. They get a salary.
Yes, but I would still tip them well because they were bringing stuff to my house.
How much would you tip?
Oh, I don't remember. It's such a long time ago.
I mean, I got $9. I mean, that was it took me time to load, and it took me forever because I can only carry a little bit at a time. I got all these injuries and stuff. So
good Lord,
yeah, it was sad. I have a list of things I won't do anymore. Okay, another thing they order a lot is Taco Bell, especially late at night. Late at night, first of all, some reason the tips get lower late at night. You should be tipping more when we're out at midnight, okay? But I mean, we're tired. We're human too. Instead, some people think maybe aliens or something. But no. So the Taco Bell, another thing, okay? People order this. That Taco Bell is Taco Bell. It's the same shit, and I do mean shit. It's like cardboard, okay? But if you want it, have it, enjoy it. I'll eat it if I'm desperate. But there's nothing extraordinary about it. You can't say, oh, it's so much more delicious in this other town. It's not. It's the same friggin'. But yet, people like in one town will order from one like 3 towns away. Why?
I don't know.
I just don't get it. Sometimes I think maybe it just pops up like, sometimes when you order, like whenever, even looking at something on a map, sometimes, say if you're looking for something on Google Maps, and it will show you a place, but it's what you're looking for, but not the closest one. Yeah. And I think the people just hit it without even looking to see if it's the closest one.
Oh, they probably do.
One time on the 4th of July, a guy ordered Taco Bell, but he ordered it to a very crazy area. It looked like we were at war. It was just mass hysteria. And I called him. I'm like, I can't get this to you. He goes, oh, please, I'm so hungry. He goes, I'll give you all the money I have. It was only $8.
Boy, he really wanted that Taco Bell.
But here's the thing. He lived literally a block away from one Taco Bell. I'm like, why can't you walk and get your own Taco Bell? And why did you order it from the one in Oceanside so far away when you could have had this one? He goes, oh, I didn't know.
You don't know you live a block from the Taco Bell?
No, he didn't know he ordered from the wrong one.
Oh.
But he could have.
But
well,
still, a block?
Here's what I think. I think he had an ankle monitor on.
Oh, yeah.
I think he was trapped there.
Yes, that's very
because
possible.
He wouldn't even, like, he was stuck at the top of the stairs. He would not come any lower. And he, you know, if someone's so desperate and begged me to come, he would have come dashing down.
Oh, yeah.
I think he had an ankle monitor.
Well, listen, he can't go and get your
own food.
He gave
me his last $8 and I took it. Because I'm sure it wasn't his last $8.
Oh, is it that way?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I know what you're talking about.
It was not a fun area to be in.
No.
Yeah, so holidays, by the way, okay. This is a good time to talk about block parties. If you're having a block party, please do not order some food because we cannot park on your block. We have to walk with your stuff. And also it's very hard to find you amongst the festivities.
Yes.
And I remember I guess it was the 4th of July weekend. It was one of those crazy weekends. I had 3 block parties in one night. And it takes us so much longer. If you're gonna do it, you better tip really well because we have to walk with this stuff. It's always like heavy, like alcohol is ordered, heavy bottles of alcohol, beers, you know, it's always that. And I remember this one guy, I said, I was going to walk away. I couldn't find him. He goes, oh, I know where it is. Da, da, da. He brings me there and he goes, and he's smoking a joint walking. I'm like, oh my God. I mean, I'm not a stiff or anything, but like there were children playing around. Like, must you smoke weed in the middle of the day on a block party with a bunch of children?
Apparently you should.
I just think everybody just walk. Sometimes people just open their door with a joint hanging out of their mouth. I'm like,
it's legal now.
I just don't know. I mean, is there any moderation?
No.
This is the problem. No. This is ridiculous. It's either feast or famine. Like, what is wrong with everybody? Just have moderation. And maybe I don't want to breathe your smoke. Maybe I have to work and I don't need a contact high. How about that? So then this guy was like, want a drink? I'm like, I am working. Want some food? I'm like, that, which is nice, I guess. But like, dude, no.
He tried.
And then the last one of the night, he was a guest at the singing. He could not tell me how to find him. And he had ordered beer from a place like 20 miles away. And I'm like, how much of a deal could you have gotten? He goes, no, this costs more. I'm like, what is it? He goes, well, the guys were rushing me. They just wanted me to do it. So I just pressed it. I'm like, oh, peer pressure to buy the more expensive beer.
Oh my God. People really like to piss their money away.
He ordered like fucking Coors Light or something. He was like, you could get that anywhere. It wasn't some special beer, right. You know? Like, I mean, it was absurd. So, okay, here's a crazy. Actually, until this was the weirdest order. Not weirdest, but silliest order I ever got. Until last night, I got another one that was even weirder. Okay, person ordered 1 croissant
to be delivered
from Oceanside, which is near me, to Elmont, which is not near me.
Oh my God, Elmont's got to be at least 25 minutes away.
Well, they tipped well enough that I took the order. Probably it would have to be at least $10 to get me to go to Elmont.
Wow, you really want that.
There's got to be a bakery in Elmont, okay? Or like even Dunkin' Donuts has croissants, and maybe they're not the best, but seriously, and they had to have spent the amount of money they paid the company, plus me, the $10.
Yes, I lived in Elmont. There is certainly a bakery.
Of course there's a bakery in Elmont. Probably many good ones. So this is crazy. And then people will be like, I don't have any money. The economy's terrible. I'm like, hello, you've spent your money on a croissant. You spent your salary on 1 croissant.
I know.
But last night was the kicker. I couldn't even believe it.
What?
I went to Taco Bell and it was this bag. It was the lightest it was like a little nothing bag. What did they order? Like those crisp, I thought maybe those little crisp things.
The cinnamon
twist. Yeah. But no, it said drink 0, food 0, fire sauce 9. They ordered 9 fire sauces
to be delivered.
Yes, that's to a decent distance again.
That's crazy.
First of all, why didn't they just stock up on those sauces? Everybody knows you collect those sauces when you're at Taco Bell.
Because they give you $1 million.
You can grab a bunch. They're there. Even the sauces themselves. I love what they say on the sauces. And one of them says, how many of me do you already have in your glove compartment?
Wow.
Whoever writes their stuff is very good at that. But so I brought it. So I'm thinking maybe it's the person either wants to put it in some sort of alcoholic drink where you add the spicy sauce and it's it's probably, I don't know what they charge for these sauce packets. First of all, if you ordered anything, food, then they would give you the sauce packets for free. So they should have just, but they didn't do that. I don't know what they got charged. It didn't say, I never see the,
right.
Sometimes I see the bill and I'm shocked at some of these things that people pay. Shocked. But this did not have a bill. So I don't know what they paid, but they certainly paid a lot for the delivery. Again, to get me to go there, it had to be decent. It was not that close. But the girl was, I will say the girl was very nice, but she goes, I hope they gave sauce with that. I go, well, that's all you got. She goes, oh, because apparently she must not have been the one that ordered it or something. I don't know, because I'm like, I hope you realize all you ordered was sauce. She goes, oh, it's okay. She didn't want food. I don't know what happened here, because the guy's name, it was a guy's name and it was a woman getting it. So I'm really not sure what happened here.
That is bizarre.
Maybe it was going to be used for like sex.
Sexy hot sauce.
Sauce fetish. Hot sauce. Fire. She got the fire.
Know.
Is the fire the hottest one?
I don't know.
It's hot,
I don't use those.
Fire is hot.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's the hottest one, but it's pretty hot. Yeah, because I think they have a hot and the fire's hotter.
Yeah.
It was either that or she really just needed some hot sauce to go with her food or something. But she turned out to be, it was very nice. There was a black cat there and I was petting it. The cat goes in and out. We were talking about animals. So it was nice, but it was one thing I won't do is ever ask people. I will never question what they did, because it will affect my tip. I don't say anything to them. I'll be like, oh, this place looks good or something. If they order from someplace, I'll be genuine though. I'm not going to lie. If a place doesn't look good, I'm not going to lie. I just give it to them.
I have to tell you, from what you've told me, I don't know any restaurants around here. I've never heard of any of those places. I mean, Taco Bell, obviously. But a lot of the restaurants you talk about, I've never seen, never heard of.
Oh, yeah. Well, I went into one, and remember you asked me if I went into a club? Because the music was so loud. It's this place called Mad for Chicken, and it's actually, there's several of them. So I'm not sure if there's other ones in other states or whatever, but there's several on Long Island, and they have this crazy, insane-looking clown that's their mascot. It's freaking me out every time I see it. It's like Mad for Chicken, yeah.
I have never heard of that.
Well, it is really popular for some reason. I don't
eat chicken, so
I never see that many people, nor do I. But I will say, that's another thing. We talked about the pizza. Why are there so many chicken places? Yeah, you can make it different ways, but how many ways can you make chicken?
I don't know.
It's crazy.
I know. I don't know.
But they do. It does smell, and I don't eat it. I'm a pescatarian, but I will say the Mad for Chicken does smell. They put the sauces smell interesting, but still, I don't know how these places all make it. There's so many. Now there's this one called PDQ or something. Have you heard of that one?
Yes, because my son likes it.
Oh, he likes it?
Yes.
Does he say
why? Because I had never heard of it
before.
Did
he say what it is about it?
I don't remember.
Because they say we spell chicken right and we do it right or something like that. They're making fun of that other one. Chick-fil-A? Yeah, they can't spell chick. It's true. You know what Chick-fil-A does that I can't stand? They personify the cows.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, stop. So the cow's begging you to eat the chicken. It's this is all sad.
By the way, for the longest time, I'm going to sound like an idiot, but whatever. I've sounded like an idiot before. I used to call it Chick-fil-A. I don't know why.
It will work just as well for me.
I have no idea where I came up with that.
I don't know.
Just guess I read it wrong.
Chick-fil-A, you walk in there and it's like you're in a church. Those people are friggin' pious. You can tell.
Wow.
They're all religious. They're like Stepford people.
Really?
They are all. They might as well say "Have a blessed day," but they don't. But that's the you feel it. You feel that they're whispering that to you.
Oh, I have to tell you, I don't know about anybody else, but it is such a turnoff when people at the end of a transaction tell me to have a blessed day.
I know.
I don't know what it is, but that annoys me.
Or
God bless you.
Yeah, I know. It's why do you do that? You assume that I want you to say that. Who are you to say this to me?
Right.
If I want to feel like I want a blessed day, I'll do that on my own terms.
Yeah. I mean, I guess they're trying to be nice,
but I know, but it's a big assumption.
It irritates me. I used to work with this man, and he used to say he couldn't stand to say "have a good day," so he would tell people to have a tolerable day.
Oh, that's kind of funny.
Yeah. He was a funny guy.
Try to have it. But honestly, it's our business what kind of day we want. All right. This is something, I don't know if I've brought it up here, but I might as well say it now. We need to stop saying, how are you? Because no one wants to fucking know, okay? We all have shit going on in our lives. Are we going to start and spill it out? It's not only people we know, but when a stranger comes up, how are you? When I deliver, how are you? Do you really want to know how I am? Of course I'm going to say well, because by the way, good is not correct. Well, and they're like, and say, how are you? Well, no one is actually going to say how they are. Let's get rid of how are you. It's just stupid.
Yes.
It's meaningless.
Because if you don't say fine and move on,
yeah,
then you're just being obnoxious.
Well, it's not, no one wants to hear anybody else's troubles, and nobody really cares how people are. No. They don't.
And the well and good annoys me too.
Well, what am I going to say then?
No. I mean, when people say good and it's well.
Oh, I know.
That annoys me.
If you're doing good, that means good for you. You're doing good deeds in the world. You're doing great things for humanity. I highly doubt that's what you mean, because I've met a lot of these people. Not you. The people I deliver to and those kind of things. No, I'm not going to, this is wrong though. It's the wrong impression. There are really lovely people I deliver to. There really, really are. And there's some very generous people. And I pick and choose I only mostly run into the good ones, because I will not take an order unless it's a decent tip. So already that person's shown that they respect me enough that they tip me for my labor. You wouldn't go to a restaurant and not tip somebody, and then they're usually nice, but sometimes they tip well and they're insane, It's like, but you don't know. It's kind of funny. It's always the thing I like about it. I like a lot about it. I like that I can listen to my stuff. Like I listen to our podcast like 3 different times, and I love the whole thing run through. And I laugh every time. It's good. Right? Yeah, it's very good when you can entertain yourself. Right? Yes. And I really like our theme song.
Nice. Yeah. I like it too.
And I have a good time with that. But then I also listen to all these podcasts, like The Kill List, for example. I listened to 8 episodes in one night. You see how much I drive, right?
Yes.
But it's so cool that at least I can do that. I'm not obligated to listen to something like in an office, someplace, well, whatever. I can think about stuff. I can dictate to Siri some ideas I have. Although she always gets them wrong, horribly wrong. By the way, before I said something to Pascale, and Siri said to me, she's not, oh my God. She said, I'm just here counting seconds. There goes another one. That's what she said. I don't understand it.
She's a creep. Sorry, Siri. Oh, shit.
Just ignore us. We're waiting for the AI. What is it? Is it the AI we're waiting for?
I'm not waiting for that.
The new stuff with Siri that's supposed to be better.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for that.
I know. I'm not.
Why not?
I don't know, because when am I going to use that?
Oh, I'm going to use it so much. Oh, so much.
I don't really have a lot.
Oh, I love it. I'm going to ask questions, many questions.
I do have to say, now when I Google things, I like the AI
Oh, yeah, response. It's good.
The AI response is usually, like I wanted to take, so we listen to Howard, everybody knows that, right? So they recently did a test for the staff, are you a psychopath? So of course I was like, well, I want to take that test.
Oh, you took it?
Yes. So I Googled free tests, and they're never free. So I Googled really free tests.
Oh, yeah.
And the AI gave me a list of actual free tests.
That was good.
Yeah.
Did you take the psychopath test?
I did. I am not a psychopath.
Oh, wow. That's good.
Or a narcissist, because I did that one too.
I know you're not a narcissist.
I always think, like, didn't you ever see these things and you're like, oh, maybe that could be me?
No.
I didn't think so.
I know I'm not one. I know you're not one.
No, you're definitely.
We're empathetic people. We care about many things. We care in the end. We're the other way.
Well, I think part of that though is worrying that you might be. People who are that don't worry that they might be that.
See, I have that with. I used to have that with worry about my abilities, like am I good enough for things and stuff. But I've never had it with. I know damn well I'm not a narcissist or anything like that. Pretty sure I'm not a psychopath.
Well, there's a reason, and I'm not going to go into the reason, but I've recently had issues with a person, so I want to make sure that it wasn't me.
Okay, yeah, well that makes sense. But I could have. I told you it wasn't you.
I
Don't you
know,
believe me?
but
I would tell you.
you know, people could tell you over and
Oh no,
over again.
I always tell you the truth.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, and I know I'm basically a
no,
psychologist.
because
You know, I'm very good at that
here's
stuff.
the thing now. In with this specific problem I'm having, everybody I know has told me it's not me.
It's
But
not you
there's still a part of me that's like,
because you've been
maybe it
gaslit.
is.
That's what it
Yes.
is. Yes, you are easily gaslightable.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
susceptible.
Yes.
Yes,
I am.
yeah.
Because I always feel bad. Like I don't want to make anybody feel bad. I would never purposely make anybody
And you
feel
don't.
bad.
If you ever, if like, it's like that bully girl. It's only because you had to stand up to her. You would never bully anybody. It's the
No,
same
I would
thing.
never bully
You're never
somebody.
the aggressor. You're never the instigator. And you,
No, but
so
if you
trust
come at
yourself.
me,
Of course. Well, that's good.
yes.
That's good that you have that instinct to fight back.
Yes.
Not everybody has that.
Oh, I
So
will
that's good.
absolutely
There's
fight
nothing
back.
wrong with that. That's great.
Yes.
That's a positive, not a
Yes. If
negative.
you come at me or somebody I love, we're gonna have a problem.
That's good.
I never get like that unless it doesn't happen often.
You just want to be starting something.
Oh, that Michael.
Silly Michael.
We're
Are we almost done?
yeah,
again?
we are.
Boy, we can babble on, don't we? Okay. I just want to mention the best and the worst packaging. Okay.
Okay.
McDonald's has some amazing packaging. It's beautiful.
McDonald's has been
It's
doing
a
this shit
friggin'
for a
work
long
of
time.
art because this is the thing I love. It's they always give most places give you the drink on the side. Now you can't like I have these warm bags that I keep the food in. I bought them myself, by the way. So a lot of drivers will just drive and your food's going to get cold there because we weren't given anything, right? So I bought these things, and then but they can't keep the drink with it. So then I have to remember to give the drink because it's separate. I keep the drink cold and I want to keep the food warm. So it's annoying. So I now have a marker and I write drink really big on the bag to remind myself. Okay. But McDonald's, I don't have to do that because it's all contained in one bag and it's a very sleek packaging. It's very, but the one thing I will say, they changed the label, the sealing part. They used to have glossy labels that really stuck. Now they have one that's like more matte. It must be cheaper. Those come up sometimes. I don't want that coming up because I don't want anybody to think I tampered with their food.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, I'm going to buy a stapler because a lot of places they'll give you a shopping bag and they'll staple it, but when you lift it up, the weight of it makes the staples open. So I had one that opened really bad. Like if it happens in the restaurant, I'm going to ask them, but it didn't happen until I was in the car. So the next restaurant, I noticed they had a staple. I'm like, can I borrow your stapler? And he let me borrow it, and I stapled that thing all shut.
Yeah.
I don't want to be accused of messing with something. I would never dream of touching anybody's food, but you're going to get blamed. It's always blame the messenger, so.
This is another Howard show reference, and if you listen, you'll know you're not Ronnie and Mike Perlman.
Oh my God. Yes, the bagel.
The bagel.
No, I would never mess with anybody's food, but also, honestly, I want anything to keep my tip too. Like, right. I don't want to get, like, that is the bottom line. I don't want, you don't know if somebody's unhinged, you don't know what's going to happen.
Like, of course.
Because if anybody reasonable could think, oh, the staple could come undone, but you don't know who you're dealing with. You don't know what the wild card is on the other side of that door, right. Which kind of makes it fun. That's what I was trying to say before about my job as it is. I'm an independent contractor, which I like that. But although it sucks, there's nothing beneficial really. But literally no benefits. But I do like the idea of you're constantly seeing different people. I am amused by a lot of it. They make a good story. I will say one thing. If there's a block of all lit up houses, the one with the light out, that's the one that wants the delivery.
I know.
I've fallen several times and got hurt. That's not fun. I have one really lingering one that's been really bad. Like I keep seeking treatment. Like it's really, really bad. But in any case, if they'd had light there, it all could have been avoided.
Yes.
So I would advise you to keep your lights on too. But this one, so Burger King now has followed that. Not all Burger Kings, some of them still hand you the drink separately, but they also have that very nice packaging now. So I really admire them. I think probably Five Guys is gross, their packaging. They just throw it all into a paper bag. They never, like, even if it's raining, they do not have any plastic. And it's the flimsiest paper bag. They throw it all, like, all the grease is seeping out. But those fries look so vile to me. There's so much grease is popping off these fries. Like the bag, it's like a bag of grease, right? And they only put one little label over it, and it's all open.
Oh.
Like, seriously, not good. So I'm going to say they have the worst packaging. Taco Bell is annoying because they seal it so low, like you can't pick it up with a handle at all. So a lot of times, if I have two or something, I'll ask them for. They do have plastic bags if you ask for them, but everybody's stingy with the plastic bags. I guess they cost more. I don't know.
Oh, they do.
But if it's raining, you want the. I mean, they don't want their food to get ruined, do they?
I don't know. I really miss plastic bags. They were very good if you have a pet.
That's right. But also in the rain, you need them. Okay. Yes. And I have I have two more things I have to say. Sorry, this is going to be long. You reminded me of my adventure at Buffalo Wild Wings. There's something magical about Buffalo Wild Wings in Merrick. Twice something has happened to me, and the third time I had an order, I decided not to take it because I was afraid something else would happen. First time, there was a bird just standing in the parking lot, a bird, and he was about to get hit by a big delivery truck, ironically, of dead birds. Oh, God. And I chased him out of the way, and he ran up the little ramp, and he saw his own reflection in the window, and he was transfixed by it.
It's like, so, who's that handsome devil?
Yeah, so I was afraid of the bird because he had kind of a sharp looking beak and everything. So I went on Facebook and I was trying to message people, and I was about to give up, and a guy walks by like, well, that bird would be dead if you leave.
No pressure.
So I'm sitting there, and finally one of my friends that knew somebody else got in touch with this woman that specializes in bird rescue, and she came and she said, that's the one bird I have to wear gloves with because it will peck your eyes out. Oh. And I'm like, oh, it's good. It's a Pomeranian. It turns out that I have those birds in my own, in the water. I used to think that bird, they swim underwater with just the little head sticking out. I thought that was Nessie. That's the bird I always thought was Nessie for years, but it's the same kind of bird. So when she got it, man, that bird was and she was wearing those falconer things and a mask and everything. And I can't, if I had tried, I would be blind right now.
Thank God you didn't.
But she saved him. So that was great, right? Nice. And then the second time I saw a bunny, and I know bunnies are around a lot. However, this bunny looked scared and alone, and he was just huddled. And so I put on Facebook that I saw this bunny, and I'm worried. I'm like, he's not going to have food. They're like, there's food everywhere. There's grass. I'm like, I don't think you're getting, I think it's not, I think it's a domestic, because we learned.
You can tell the difference.
Yeah. And so I sent a message. I took a picture of it, and I had told people on Facebook, but I also sent it on Instagram. Not on Instagram. I have Beth Stern's email. I mean, it's not a secret. She has a special email for fostering. If you ever have an animal situation and you need advice or anything, Beth does a lot. Howard's wife, she does a lot of fostering and stuff. A lot is an understatement, but it's called Beth Stern Fosters at gmail.com. And if you have an emergency, she's a really great one to get the word out. So she wrote me back, but I didn't see it because I was already. She put it on Instagram, and she got a bunch of people to come and look for the bunny. I'm sure they found it because it was just scared. So Beth Stern is a great person to have her. She has a posse in motion. So I just think there's something really odd about that place because I found a bunny and a bird.
Yeah.
And now I don't want to go back there because I have no time for this. Okay. And then I also found the bird on a lawn in Oceanside, and I tried to call a bird rescue. This is before I knew that lady. They have a message that they're closed. I'm like, closed? Call tomorrow. I'm like, I don't know. So those are those stories. Oh, and one last thing. Bathrooms. Chipotle has the most disgusting bathroom. I don't know what goes on in Chipotle, but every freaking Chipotle. Number one, it's did you ever look at the floor in Chipotle? It's gray and cement. It looks like you're in a prison or something, okay? But there's always a puddle in that bathroom by the toilet.
Oh my God.
Every single frigging Chipotle. And there's always shit, not literal shit, but there's never, mostly there's no toilet paper, and mostly it's because it's unraveled all over the floor.
Yeah.
And I took a picture. I'm gonna post on our Instagram. So look at our Instagram if you want to see the gross Chipotle floor, okay? Because I took the picture only because you figure that most restaurants, they say we check it every 30 minutes, this and that. But that Chipotle, it was Halloween, and there was someone threw out their sweatshirt, and it was still it was sitting on top of the garbage, and I had been gone for 3 hours. Nobody took that out of the garbage. The whole place nothing had been done in 3 hours. And I was waiting out for that bathroom. By the way, when you're waiting for a bathroom, it's usually an employee, and they usually take forever because they're on their phone on their break in the bathroom that you're waiting for. The person comes out, and I walked into that hell. And I'm like, that is it. I'm taking a picture of this because there's no excuse for an employee of this restaurant to be in here and walk away and leave it like that. But the puddles are the grossest things of all.
Ew.
Why is there a puddle in every Chipotle?
I've never been to a Chipotle bathroom.
Well, this is the problem. My age, it's, and I have to drink water to hydrate.
I always look for McDonald's. I always find McDonald's bathrooms are fine.
The McDonald's are much better. They're much better. Shake Shack has lovely bathrooms. Shake Shack is good.
Oh, I don't go. I went to Shake Shack once. I don't like it.
Oh, I don't eat any of this food. I just go and use them because I'm picking up. I know the places where I can go, because some of them you just, like a Chinese restaurant's not going to let you in their bathroom, So anyway, that is probably the most tricky part of the job, is to find the bathroom when you need one. All right. Well, on that note, I guess we can end. Wasn't that a lovely way to end?
Yes. Nasty bathrooms.
Okay. I chose this quote because I think this has been a lot about people wanting service on demand immediately. So it's I looked up desire for a quote. I just realized that this is from the Dalai Lama, so his English is not perfect. He says, when you are discontent, you always want more, more, more. Your desire can never be satisfied. But when you practice contentment, you can say to yourself, oh, yes, I already have everything that I really need.
Oh, look at the Dalai Lama.
Dolly. Hello, Dolly.
And of course, my quote is nothing uplifting, because it never is. I don't like uplifting quotes as a general rule.
I find things uplifting in your quotes a lot.
Do you?
Yes.
Because even on Instagram, I follow unmotivational quotes or something like that.
It's not, maybe uplifting is the wrong word, but I always find something interesting, something that sparks something in me.
Well, this reminded me of your, you get your bags and stuff for the food. So this is why I deliver. My car got heated seats, so your food won't get cold.
That's nice. That's a nice one. I don't have heated seats, but I have
heated seats.
Well, why not? That sounds like a nice delivery person.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I have heated seats.
My car got heated seats.
My car got heated seats.
Well, what about the ice cream, though?
Well, then you're fucked.
A lot of people order ice cream. I don't know what they think is going to.
Never order
from
ice cream
far too. They order from really far for that too.
It's gonna melt.
Well, I have a bag. It's not a. I got like a cold bag that I put my own water and stuff with. I have the the ice pack things. So I put the ice cream in there, but most people don't have that.
That's nice. I still wouldn't. I
would try to be nice.
I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Well, on that note, au revoir.
Good day.